guten Abend, herzlich willkommen zur 70. Berlinale. Hello, good evening, a very warm welcome to the 70th Berlinale and to Berlinale Shorts. Tonight you will see Berlinale Shorts program number 3 with 5 films. After each film we are going to have a short Q&A with the film team. And if you want more extensive Q&As, I recommend you check out Shorts Take That Time. There will be 2 of these programs tomorrow at the Zoopalast. And also, if you want to know more about the films, please visit our Berlinale Shorts blog, shortsblog.berlinale.de, with interviews with the filmmakers, texts about the films, and drawings. But now, please enjoy the first film, My Galactic Twin Galaction by Sasha Svirsky from Russia at 7 minutes. Hello. Thank you so much for being here and for your film. Sasha, whom did you bring with you?
This is my assistant and wife.
Great. Sorry?
Festival manager.
Okay, so she does everything.
Yeah.
Very good. Except filmmaking. We will get to that. So, Sasha, you made a film essentially about not making a film, which is very entertaining. How did you come to this idea?
I just come somehow. I just come to this idea, decided not to make a film, but to make a making of the film.
Without making the film?
Yes.
But still, how did you come up with these characters, the twins?
Usually I just, when I want to make a movie, I just to start drawing and then just develop and then finish.
Great. Sounds simple enough. Very good.
Yes. For me, the most important is to have fun making movies.
Great. Yeah, it looks like you had fun, definitely. Could you tell us a little bit about how you work, like about your style of animation, which is very colorful, lots of techniques. How do you work? You just do it.
Usually I don't make any scripts, plans, just drawing, mixing some images. Probably we talk about this history of this starting point
of the film.
Yeah, because this story of the film started 2 years before.
Yes, you saw this big bird in the beginning with 2 heads. It means that Ministry of Culture gave us money for this film, and we will need before they confirm that they ready to give money, we will need to apply something. But because of Sasha never makes some scripts or some plans, but you should do it for some this kind of a plan.
So we just took this title from a calendar which we did in 2016 with 12 pictures, with posters to non-existent films. So we should to find something to apply, and we took one of these posters, this My Galactic Twin Galaction, and I made some description. And after half a year, when this Minister of Culture confirmed, Sasha didn't see what was in this description. He just took this title and started this story.
Yes, eventually I decided to leave non-existent.
Alexei is not here tonight, but do you want to maybe say something about the process with the sound design, music, because it's important for
yes, of course. I usually don't tell my composer what to do, and he's totally free in this film. And I hope he also enjoyed.
Yes, usually he makes a lot of some commercial work when people came with some reference and asks him just to make something very similar, and it's not pleasure for him sometimes to work in this strict condition, but he enjoyed to work with Sasha because he can do whatever he wants, he can experiment, and in this film he also sing the song. So he makes the sound, everything. Yes, and he likes work with Sasha, even if we don't have some money. Sometimes just make film for free because it's fun. But of course, if we have money, we always share with him.
That is very nice. So, thank you so much, Nadia and Sasha.
Thank you.
Please welcome Rafael Manuel and his team. Hello. Thank you very much for your film. Rafael, would you like to tell us whom you brought with you?
Sure, this is Naomi and Ben. They're both producers. I'm also assistant director.
Great. Rafael, so in this film there's a very big contrast between these young female workers in precarious working conditions, and on the other side is luxurious golf resort with these rich members and these fantastic cakes and everything. Could you tell us a bit about the background to your story?
About the golf courses?
Why you wanted to point out this contrast?
Well, I guess besides the overarching political parallels that I see between golf courses as a microcosm for Philippine society, I think it always starts off from the personal. And golf is something that I know very much because I've played golf since I was 4 years old. I was kind of strongly encouraged to play golf by my father who loves golf. Obviously, I think because golf, I've always viewed golf as a game within action, and as a 4-year-old, a game that rewards the people or the player who takes the least amount of strokes, that does the least amount of things. It didn't really excite me. I did play football or something like that, and so that's what kind of connected me and drew the golf in the start. And then I think when I think about that in action and how that in action in the context of Philippine society is the root of so many of the problems that the Philippines is facing now. So an inaction from the top all the way to the bottom, an inaction of those in power, and an action of those who feel like they have the power. I see very strong parallels between golf courses and
interesting, and about the character of Isabel. And you were talking now about in action. I mean, she is sort of one of the only characters who actually is in action or starts to get into action during the film. Could you talk a bit about her, maybe not the karaoke scene, sort of what that does to her?
Yeah, I don't know how much it registers, but the song that she sings in the karaoke is meant to be the song that she forgot the lyrics to, the song that she's humming out throughout the film. And it's a very old Filipino folk song about, I mean, the lyrics would be self-explanatory about a fisherman and the day like a fisherman who works the whole day just to catch a fish that he can sell just so he can earn some money to buy some rum. And in relation to inaction, I suppose, and like the cyclical nature of the work and like of life in the Philippines when there's no verticality, especially when you're amongst the lowest of the low classes. There's no verticality. It's a cyclical nature. So yeah.
You wanted to add anything? You were looking up? No. And maybe you two could just say, how did you come to work with Rafael on this project?
Yeah, so I went to London Film School with Ram. I wasn't a junior producer, but when he finished writing the script, we were very much at the stage of talking about how we might put our ideas and thoughts out into the world. So I really saw him and the journey that he was on, and this project is part of his journey. And jumping on, when he asked me to produce, I saw it as an opportunity to jump into the journey.
I actually read the script before I even knew Ram. When they were looking for a Filipino producer, I right away fell in love with the script. I really like that she's touching on this different story in the culture, not about the players anymore. And it's about these teachers that have a very interesting point of view of the golf course.
Great. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next film we're going to see is Celle, porte, pluie by Marianne Métivier from Canada. It's 70 minutes.
Another Canadian one.
Hello, Marianne. Hi. Thank you very much for sharing your film with us.
My pleasure.
This is a very intimate, genuine film. Like, we accompany this young woman on her journey towards accepting basically the loss of somebody she loves. Could you tell us about the story behind this, if there's maybe a personal connection for you?
Sure, yes, it's a very personal film, of course. I started writing the script, I think 1.5 years before my dad passed away. And it was a way of coping with all the mixed emotion I was living since he was sick for about 5 years. And I was quite young, and it was a mix of frustration, denial, escape. And I think when I started writing the script, it was a way to get closer to my dad and start to be more in the process of accepting his upcoming death. And it was very important for me to do this film no matter what. And he passed away like a few months before the shooting of the film, which was kind of intense to do, but it was a survival mode experience in shooting, and everybody in the film was very, of course, it was mostly friends, so it was a nice way to, the film was really kind of a therapy in a way, like it really accompanied me to from the beginning to the end of the whole process, so
Could you tell us a bit about the middle part of the film, which is the longest, where Marianne is going into the woods and sort of reality and dream, imagination are merging a bit? Why did you do it this way? Did you have some inspiration or references for filming it this way?
And yeah, well, first of all, before I knew I was going to do a film on the subject, I was in India during the monsoon season, and it really inspired me, the whole, this crazy rain, and the feeling of like waiting for something for such a long time, and the kind of liberation that it brought, the whole rain and the nature and the kind of circle of life. And so it's really started with this kind of setting. And since it was very hard for me to express those feelings in everyday life, it was for me more evocative to express them with a more symbolic or magical realism way of doing. So that's why the setting is in another kind of world, and yeah, all the notion of escape and also traveling in nature is very important for me. So to stay grounded and to come back to the roots of things. So that's why it happens in that weird, strange pension in the forest.
And just out of curiosity, does the pig or boar, does it hold a special significance for you? I mean, besides the metaphorical one in the film?
Well, not specifically. I was obviously looking for something that was big and took a lot of place, and that was possible to put in a film. So a pig seemed like the mystical option. Yeah. So,
works well.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Marianne. And now we're going to see the last film for tonight, Tea by Keisha Ray Witherspoon from the US. It's 14 minutes. Hi, Keisha.
Hi. Hi,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you very much for being here. And you brought a team member?
Yes, next to me is Terence Price II, cinematographer of Tea.
Hello.
Keisha, could you tell us what the starting point for this film was and how you found out about the tea ball?
Well, I do want to start by saying that this is entirely fictional, so this is all scripted. The ball is one aspect that is fictional that I created, but it's around pre-existing types of ritual around death. So the T-shirts actually exist, the RIP T-shirts, the memorial shirts in honor of the deceased. So that is a sort of popular memorial that you find in a lot of southern states that we've noticed has expanded into other, particularly lower income Black communities. So it's like at funerals, you often don't even see Black anymore. It's these shirts that the families are making or wearing at the funeral. And then also the embalmed body. That's in so the scene in which Dimples goes down the hallway into the son's room and there's an embalmed body. That's also a tradition that's actually popularized not popularized, but most common in Puerto Rico, and you've seen cases of it in other parts of the world.
So you have developed these characters sort of based on people you have met, read about, or how did this process work exactly?
Yeah, I think most African Americans have a very sort of intimate, unfortunately, relationship with death. It's just hyperviolence and things of that nature. And so we have either been touched by death and sort of meaningless death, if not ourselves, 1 degree of separation, 2 degrees of separation. So it's something that's very prevalent. And so I just I was thinking a lot also about the piecing together of ritual and how a lot of displaced people, we have to create new rituals around things, obviously, because so much is lost when a group is displaced culturally and, in demonstration of whatever it is, or, this particular subject matter being death.
Could you maybe tell a bit about how you and Keisha worked together developing the camera?
Well, I come from a background in street photography, and I've done a lot of short documentaries on me documenting my family and everything. So when Keisha came to me with the script, capture those similar circumstances within the film and try to reveal some of the tension and how people try to dodge some of their own trauma. So like in the beginning of the film, Dimples, you don't even know that her son is in the house because she's so excited to have you there, but at the same time she's processing a lot of things. So I think we just went back and forth and talking about some of the rituals that took place, and yeah, just something like that.
Could you also say something about the music? I mean, not the Bruce Springsteen, I think it was right bit, but the other music, is that an original score, or how did that come to be?
Yeah, it's a friend of mine actually. I just have great friends, and a friend of mine, John Wilson, his industry name is Think That's Wilson, all one word in case anyone's interested. And we just work together. He likes my work, and we're just friends. And so he offered his talent to the film. But I will touch on Bruce Springsteen because I actually had it written into the script. I don't have enough money to buy that song, so ultimately I'll have to get rid of it, unfortunately. But I chose it because the album itself, the cover, Born in the USA, it's the red, white, and blue, it's Americana. And I mean, there are other aspects of that album why I included it. And also my dad is an ancient white man, so I grew up listening to like 80s rock, so I do just like the song. But it was a very intentional inclusion in the work. And I also wanted to touch on one thing too, because I know I talked a lot about death, but this is also about joy and also about celebrating life and sort of surviving psychically and spiritually despite circumstances. So I just wanted to emphasize that as well.
Great. Thank you so much to you both. Thank you.